Hello and welcome back to True Alchemy Academy, your space for all things ancient wisdom in the modern world. Sometimes I actually forget my punchline. Today we're going to talk about something that I think is mentioned in the Bible a lot and also in other sacred texts. It's called divine revelation. Now, you guys, the Divine Alignment program is officially out. You can go check it out. I personally think this program is the best thing that I've ever created, one of the best things I've ever created. And I'm very, very excited because it literally gives you everything that you need, all of the information. So it's super special, super important, and I love it. Now, divine revelation happens with divine alignment, obviously. Divine, 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 divine. Divine revelation is really important because we are in a world where everyone tells you what to think, and then you think you know the truth because you read it in a text, but it's not the truth. Because the truth is the ultimate truth. There is one truth here. I'll use blue. This is the truth. It's here. Now, this doesn't change. It never changes. The ultimate truth holds the power and the vibration of being the truth. Everything that goes against it is simply not the truth. But the truth has its own ultimate vibration. Now, what happens when you go into divine alignment, when you meditate, when you reflect, when you slow down, when you see things, is you actually begin to grow and have this antenna that connects you to this. So the truth comes from here to you. Now, without divine revelation, you seek the truth, but you seek it like this. Here's the truth, and then here is a book. And then here is another person's opinion. And then here is an event, and then here's something else. Here is another thing, here is another thing, here's another thing. So now, instead of having direct revelation, direct access to truth, your truth gets muddy. It goes, here's the truth. Let's say the truth is just floating here. The truth has to go through here, and then it goes through here, and then it goes through here, and then it goes back through here, and then it comes out through here, and then it can go to you, goes through here, goes to this book, goes to here, goes to this person. Then, because they see the world differently, it comes out of them and then goes to you. So here you see how the truth then becomes like a game of telephone. It's a game of telephone. And the reason it's a game of telephone is because the truth is no longer the ultimate pure truth, which it would be from here to here. It becomes muted because it goes through these obstacles. So each of these holds its own vibration, these books, these people. And what happens is they interpret the truth the way that they will interpret it. It's not direct. Because let's say this person grew up in a very, very religious household that says women need to be in the kitchen and that's the only place for them. That's wrong. Obviously, that's super wrong. And it's their perspective that gives you that. So if they say, oh, I know the truth, it's you have to be in the kitchen, you're not getting the pure truth. That's not the pure truth. That's not the pure truth at all. You have to marry, you have to get married and have children. That's the way that God intends your life. That's not true. That's not true. Maybe that's not true for you. Maybe that's not true for him. That person who's telling you these things doesn't know what's best for you. They don't know. How would they know? They're not you. So divine revelation, direct revelation, divine alignment gives you your truth, which eventually is the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is that the world is an illusion. Love is the only thing that's real. And you are always connected with source. You are never separate from God. You are always with God. That's it. That's literally the truth. And the truth reveals itself through other things, but you're not going to comprehend what the truth is and what's an illusion if you don't have this divine connection, if you don't understand it. So often, a lot of people think that they understand the truth, but they're so far away from it because they're pinning the truth on someone else, on something else. They don't actually know for themselves. They haven't felt it in their heart. They haven't held it in their soul. Their soul doesn't feel the truth. It's very, very far away from the truth. Okay, does that make sense? So how can you get to the point of direct revelation? Direct revelation. There is no one in between you and God. You and the truth, you and God, a complete like antenna that like goes up and the truth comes down. How does that happen? Well, there are a few things that have to happen. First, you need to really pull away from the world. You need to take yourself out of the equation of the outside world and come into yourself. So when you sit with yourself and you are away from everyone, you get to this point where you get to think for yourself. And thinking for yourself is the key. So I understand community is really, really, really important. But when your community is telling you the truth through a bias, you don't necessarily get to that direct revelation. You don't get there because you believe in the collective thoughts of everyone, and thoughts are not true. They're just things in your head. Some of you are thinking of something right now that's not even your thought. It's a passing thing from someone else. It's a passing vibration from something else. It's not even your thought. There are times where I'm like, that's not my thought. That's not what I would actually think. Because it's not. It's just something that's passing by. Right? And so you need to emerge. You need to pull away from life around you so that you can think your own thoughts. And this took me, I think my process of like pulling away from the world was about a year and a half. Like for a solid year and a half, I lived by myself. I had my own space. I wrote books. I read books. I walked every day. I worked out. I did yoga. And I actually like left the outside world. It felt like I was I led a very introverted life. I was very internal. And then eventually I understood that I had to go back and find community, which is why I actually moved to Greece, because I saw Greeks and how they go outside and how they see each other and how they hang out all the time. I saw it and I thought, oh, that's interesting. How do they do that? And so I moved here so I could learn how to be in community, but I needed time alone because that's how I got direct revelation. And even when I moved, at first I had no friends, like no true friends. I mean, I hung out with people, but it was amazing because most of my time I spent alone. So even in a new place where I'm learning new things and I'm constantly stimulated, I still had time to pull away from the world and be like, okay, cool. Like these are my thoughts. These are my direct revelations. God is actually speaking to me. I'm learning what I like about the world. I'm learning what I don't like about the world. Like it's so important that we have this internal compass. And it takes a lot of courage to do life alone, but it's so necessary sometimes, especially when you know you're meant for something more. You have to pull away from the crowd. You cannot go the same way everyone is going, because if you feel it in your soul that it's not your path, then you have to go on another path, right? So spending time alone, meditation, obviously. So number one, alone time. Number two, meditation. A lot of people, when I tell them to meditate, they give me 4,000 excuses. I don't care. Like, I don't mean to, like, you're just making up air. You're just speaking air for no reason. You have an excuse, but it doesn't matter. Like, do you want it or not? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, do you want to grow in life or not? Because it's your choice. And I'm not the person that can give it to you. You have to give it to yourself. So the second one is meditation. I don't care how bad you are at meditation. It's not something that you get good at. It's something that you practice. You're not going to be the best meditator in the league. You don't get a gold medal for meditating. You find your soul while you meditate. That's it. That's the prize. And the prize is pretty great. And it's not about being good or bad at it. It's about sitting and recognizing your thought patterns. Like it's about observing who you are. That's all it is. And it's about unlearning patterns. So when you sit in meditation, you focus you focus on the breath coming into your nose. There's so many ways to meditate. The easiest one, and the one that gets you direct revelation the quickest, is sitting for 20 minutes a day, 20 or 30. Sometimes it takes me about 20 minutes for my mind to chill out, because the mind is like a monkey, it swings from branch to branch, like it wants more and more and more and more and more. But you can pause and see those thoughts. Like imagine yourself on the side of a highway and cars are going by, and just observe them, and imagine those cars are your thoughts, and just observe the thoughts, and then come back to the breath, that feeling on the nose. Because when you take a deep breath, truly a deep breath, truly a full breath, you cannot rush. When you're breathing deeply, you cannot rush. Those two things cannot coexist together. When you breathe deeply, you cannot rush, which is very beautiful. So alone time, meditation, and then the third thing that I think you could get divine revelation from is your dreams. And dreams are not something that are hard to get. Every human has the capacity to dream. And so dream journaling. Now, if you don't dream at night, I want you to wake up and write, even if you saw black, I just want you to say black all night. And over time, you train your mind for more vivid graphic dreams. Like this is how I 7 years ago now really trained myself to get over some of my very traumatic memories. It was through my dreams, because when I'm awake, I just could not process this pain, this level of pain and sadness and grief and anger and hatred and rage that I had. And so I taught myself in my dreams to fix it. And it's a slow process, it's slow, but you know, you practice and it works. And so these three things are how you can get divine revelation, because you need this truth. Okay, so practice one today. I want to challenge you all to take one of these. You don't have to take them all, of course. Taking all three of them into your life and adapting them is probably the best case scenario. But if you don't think you have the capacity to make so much change at once, don't, because it's going to be overwhelming. So take one of these. Take alone time every week, every day if you can. My God, I'd be so happy. Meditate at least half an hour every day. Half an hour. Half an hour. A lot of your, I work, it doesn't matter. Figure it out, because you can do anything. You are an infinite being with infinite power. You can take 30 minutes out of your day. Stretch time if you have to. Meditate and stretch the time. 30 minutes, okay? Because after 20, you'll finally hit that point of like lower brain waves, and then you flow easily into a present meditation. And the third one is dream journaling. So like I said, get a journal, write down, saw black today, blah, blah, blah today. Last night I had this dream. Last night I saw one thing, it was a panda. Whatever it is. And your brain will slowly catch up to speed, because your brain, your mind, your heart, your stomach, all of these organs, all of you, every single piece of you as a human being is so infinite and so powerful. You can train yourself to do anything. There's no difference between you and Michael Phelps. All he did was work hard and practice more on his craft. You can do the same thing. Why not you? Why not you? Why can't you have divine revelation, direct revelation? Why can't that be you? Why can't you have divine alignment and direct revelation? You can. There's nothing standing in your way except you. This is you. This is you. And you just have to say, okay, I'm going. And you go. Okay? I hope that helped. I would love if you subscribe to the channel. I make these videos every week to help you get closer to your soul using ancient wisdom. If you want to go into the program, it's a super cool program. I'll put it in the description below so you can read more about it. Basically, we go through 7 steps to get you to that divine revelation. This is like a very minimal way to do it, but in the 7 steps to divine alignment, I actually break down physical modalities and other things like that so that you can fully get there. And I think that if you go into this program, you most likely won't need another thing ever again, because you learn so much inside of it. I don't want to be biased, because if you're on a learning journey of knowledge, I want you to do it. But if you are just like, I want one thing to teach me everything, this is the program for you. Yeah, anyways, guys, lots of love, and I will see you later.